CEO 2022 held some of the greatest fighting tournaments we've seen all year, including Panda Plup winning the inaugural event of the Panda Cup. Here at PGstats, we had people on the floor for all of CEO to bring you up-to-the-minute updates and player interviews and take in all of the exciting action over the weekend. When it comes to Melee, one of the most tenacious players in the world, Plup is known for his laid-back personality outside of game, but his extreme precision and speed in-game. Fan favorite Plup is also rumored to be perhaps the greatest player on Earth when at his peak. Although he had a bit of a rocky go at things, dropping a set to Magi in winner's semis, Plup quickly transformed into the loser's bracket Grim Reaper. Starting in his first set on loser's side, Plup went on to win 14 games in a row, eliminating Hungrybox, Panda, and Chem before a dominating 6-0 over Magi in grand finals to take the tournament.
Plup, back airs are without the jump, and that short's not gonna cut it. Plup wins with the greatest of ease, 6-0.
With this massive sweep, Plup has become one of the first Panda Cup Finale qualifiers, along with CEO runner-up Magi and third placer Chem. Let's dive into some of the notable sets from Plup's run. Plup's line to first place felt inevitable by day one, which concluded with his machine-like performance at Plup Showdown 2. Here, Plup demolished HBox and Mewtwo King in grueling best-of-9 exhibition matches, all culminating with a nail-biting Game 9 win against iBDW, marking Plup as the clear victor in his namesake event.
What is happening? Oh, he gets the grab! No way! That's back! Oh, but the DI is so good! No!
Though their exhibition match went clearly in Plup's favor, by the time Plup met Hungrybox in bracket, things were looking remarkably close. The two faced off for the trillionth time in their career on Floridian soil, this time in losers' quarters, the loser of which would earn 5th place. Lifetime sets between the two facilitate between all-out brawls and immeasurable slogs, and this set at CEO sat firmly in the middle. Plup counted the seconds with blaster rounds in these games, more often than not opting to retreat and laser rather than fall for Hungrybox's bait, and it's easy to see why he was so cautious. Going into this set, Plup boasted just a 1230 lifetime set count, and that's just in our offline database going back to 2015, against Hungrybox and just a 34% win rate against Jigglypuff. Although he's gone Sheik and won against Hungrybox in the past, in recent sets Plup has opted to go Fox in the matchup instead. It seems the odds were stacked even further against Plup, as according to Wheat on commentary, Plup held just a 29% win rate against Hungrybox on Final Destination, one of Fox's most tested counterpicks against Jigglypuff. In addition to being one of his best counterpick stages against Puff, top Fox player win rate against Hungrybox on the stage has been much more impressive, with Leffen boasting a 64% win rate against HGod on Final Destination, while iBDW proudly sports a 100% win rate on the stage in the two's last 7 sets. Leaving their Fountain of Dreams neutral start era in the distant past, the two began the set on Battlefield, a common opener for the Fox Jigglypuff matchup. From Game 1, the two set the stage for what the following set would contain: a lot of laser zoning. Plup tended to switch on going into laser mode rather than all-out engage with Hungrybox for most of this set, and their first game on Battlefield was no different. Hungrybox meanwhile seemed to be looking for his usual chip damage as well as gain a positional advantage by challenging Plup's mental fortitude with disjointed aerials. Although the game was a close match, Hungrybox prevailed, bringing our set to Game 2 on Pokemon Stadium. This game played out on paper exactly like Game 1, with the exception being Plup's masterful 3-stock. It was more of the same when it came to their neutral approach. However, Plup managed to find quick kills at early percents due to his swift movement in the stage's low blast zones. Game 3 brought us to Dreamland, Hungrybox's tried and true counterpick stage in basically every matchup. Here, Hungrybox took to the ledge, looking like the HBox of old. Although he didn't tend to employ planking, instead Hungrybox opted to just sit on the ledge in a static pose and wait for Plup to approach with a misspaced nair or down tilt. Through an arduous contention of patience and positioning, Hungrybox pulled ahead after a juicy up air to rest combo and ended the game with a classic up throw rest on the side platform. Game 4 is where our Final Destination pick comes in, and given the stats we ran earlier, you'd wonder why Plup would choose this stage over something like Yoshi's Story or Fountain of Dreams. However, given his game plan going into this set, perhaps he was looking for a longer stage to utilize Fox's immense laser pressure. Despite being against the statistical odds, Plup pulled ahead and came out victorious on this Final Destination outing, boosting his win rate up from a 29% to a 33% on the stage. Game 5 took the players to Fountain of Dreams, a stage both Plup and Hungrybox seem to believe is more neutral than Counterpick in their head-to-head. although given the smaller stage, it would afford less space for Plup to laser camp. While this stage does give less room than Pokemon Stadium or Final Destination, Plup managed to stick to his guns literally and retreat and laser. Coming down to just above 3 minutes remaining on the clock, Plup's mentality kept him alive as he took the set with a quick reaction jab into up smash.
For some sort of like a double jump or something like that. Oh, that's gonna be it! Plup taking the set!
Although Plup has a long way to go with a now 1330 lifetime set count against Hungrybox, he should take solace in the fact that he's won their last 2 head-to-heads, the set prior being their losers final set at Smash Summit 13. For a change of pace, let's look at Plup's sets with Panda. Panda demonstrated strong play this weekend, besting Scherzo in top 64 in a Game 5 situation and sending KJH home at 5th after a 3-0 in top 8. But when it came time for Panda to face off against Plup, things weren't so smooth. Plup faced off against Panda twice during CEO 2022, once in winners quarters and again in losers semis. Opting to Fox Ditto him, Plup showed extreme patience in the mirror match, refusing to drop a single game to Panda the entire tournament and defeating him 3-0 in both sets to go 6-0 on the weekend. Unlike the Hungrybox set, Plup was explosive and smothering against Panda. In addition to his deft approach options, Plup's punish game was unparalleled as he would take each opening nearly to death, racking up percent and mental damage the entire way. The two rammed into each other constantly throughout the set, almost as if they were completing a speed run with how quickly they would be willing to go for another exchange. The 2 3-game sets went by in the blink of an eye, ultimately sending Panda out at 4th, just outside the cutoff to qualify for the Panda Cup Finale. Plup wrapped up his losers run after facing Chem, who had made a monster of a run through brackets, sending KJH to losers in top 8 to become the first official PCF qualifier. However, Magi and Plup made quick work of Chem, ending his run at 3rd. For another 6-0 performance by Plup, let's look at Plup's grand final sets against Magi. At CEO 2022, Magi was on fire. She beat Akir 3-1 in top 64, SoCal Smash Daddy 3-1 in top 16, then went on to best Plup 3-1 and Chem 3-0 in top 8 to earn the winner's side slot for grand finals. When she first met Plup in winner's semis, she seemed to have Plup down to his science, like in Game 2's last stock situation, where she hits an amazing up air extension into side B edge cancel turnaround back air. However, something changed in Plup when he was sent to clean up the loser's bracket. When the two re-met in Grands, Plup had her downloaded, swiftly shutting down Magi's plays on the ledge which were so strong in their winner's semis match. Plup was aggressive and dominating, so Magi failed to get anything substantial started against him in their grand final sets. Starting on Dreamland, Plup's Sheik exploded into the game, with quick grabs and tech chase follow-ups against Magi's Falco. His Sheik loved the platforms on this stage, maneuvering around them with precision to gain a positional advantage to find an opening. The game was a quick back and forth before Plup stole it outright and carried his momentum into Game 2 on Final Destination. Games 2 and 3 played out on Final Destination, thought to be Sheik's weakest stage in the matchup. Double that against Plup when you consider how crucial platforms are to his game plan. In her counter picks, Magi opted to go for FD in all 4 games across both sets, proving that the counter pick option is more or less set in stone for the matchup. In fact, both sets started on Dreamland and proceeded to move to Final Destination for the final 2 games. Magi knows what stages she wants to go to. Now it's time for her to narrow down her game plan. If only we could see her take wing. Throughout the weekend, Plup masterfully dealt with each opponent in his path, clearly earning the title of CEO of Melee at CEO. Although he's had a seemingly sporadic run of events in the last 12 months, so far 2022 is shaping up to be one of Plup's best performance years to date. For more analytical Smash data, like and subscribe to PGstats.